Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on being honest with people because I feel like there's not enough of that. There's not enough of telling a person, what your true intentions or, tell. Because you'll see it at a job, you'll see it in relationships, you'll see it in friendships, you'll see it in freaking I was about to say content creating, but I would like that's like considered a job. So but not like even with content creating, like you'll see where people are like they're saying like, oh, I'm doing content to entertain my fans and stuff, but at the end of the day they doing it for the money. Like they're like, oh, I'm trying to get a check, I'm trying to get paid. That me, I am public about that. Like, no, don't get me wrong, like I am coming out with as much content as I possibly can, and there's a lot of other channels that I'm not getting paid on. But I still, work on that stuff every single my podcast, for an example. I'm trying to think. I haven't got paid from my podcast since maybe last year, or maybe I think it was like at the beginning of last year. I have not got paid from, because with podcasting it's like you got to get like sponsored by something. So I'm not getting, so that's why I'm doing like my SeatGeek sponsor and my supporter creator code sponsor at the end, because I'm like that's literally it. But I don't even know if people are using that. So I'm using, YouTube sponsorships, TikTok, social media. Like, people know, like, okay, like, he's a full-time content creator and stuff. It's either that or I'm finding a job that I'm gonna be miserable at. Like, at my last job, I was miserable at that place. It had sucked. It was depressing having to come home and you just don't even have the energy to record videos. Like, fam, what is wrong? Now, like, and then it's these past few days, like, bruh, I have been killing it with content creating. Like, started posting on 2 other TikTok accounts, posting, like, recording videos for other YouTube channels, like, staying up till, like, 3 a.m., working on videos and things. And it was because it was a friend of mine. I just recently had shouted her out. Her name is Damaris, but, yeah, she was talking about, like, how she does stuff like that. And then also it's like seeing other friends, like how they, heavily, how heavily they've gotten into content creating, but, seeing how much they grow. Like, I'm trying to grow as a creator and stuff, and then it's like, if you don't have that passion to grow, if you don't have that passion to, like, make money and, treat it like a legitimate job and stuff, then, I just feel like there's, like, there's not being honest with people, and then there's also not being honest with yourself. Like, you try to put this false narrative and stuff like, oh, I don't care for the money, I don't care for but that's what you're aiming for. Like, there's some people where they're like, they just naturally paid. Like, I don't know how they get their money. They just got, they just got money. They don't care about that. And then it's like, to those people, it's like, they the ones that's like, they don't care. But I do feel like that, a lot of content creators out there, they trying to get paid. They trying to turn it into a full-time job. And I see that within a lot of creators and stuff. Even a small creator that just started, like, yesterday. They trying to get paid. They trying to... So my thing is this. Like, I try to do as much as I can to help out that person, to, like, make them see that. Make them see, like, all right, this is like, if you want to be serious about this, if you want to do this like as a full-time thing, like, I will help you and stuff. But then there's clout chasers. There's people out there where, like, I'll say some stuff like that, right? And they're all like, hey, man, I was hearing your podcast episode about being honest, and it was such a real episode, this, and this, blah, blah, and blah. Like, I was wondering if you can shout my stuff out because I have that same passion, No, you a clout chaser. No. Like, my thing is this. I go out and I follow people. I don't want people to reach out to me on some stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that's what they want, a free handout. Obviously, they ain't going to say that. Obviously, they ain't going to come out and message you or whatever. Be like, oh, can I get a shout out or a free handout and things. Like, you don't know my videos. You don't watch my content. But can I still get a shout out anyways? What? No. Like, people, when they do stuff like that, they'll join my streams, for an example, and be like, hey, can you follow my streams? Or can you, like buy some, like, stuff or react to one of my videos? I'm like, I don't know your content. Like, see, the difference from me not knowing your content and me knowing Damaris. Like, Damaris is somebody I'll shout out. But the difference between me knowing your content and me knowing her, or me not knowing your content and me knowing her content, is that yes, I know her content. I've watched her streams. I've watched her videos and stuff. You, on the other hand, you had to reach out to me on some stuff, and it should never be like that. It should never ever be like that, where you're having to reach out to somebody to just get a handout. Like, nah, like social media, content creating does not work like that. A person has to, now, if a person does go out their way and follow you, they obviously, like, or like shout you out, for an example, right? My thing is this: I shout out people that I'm watching. And I would imagine that the same people that I'm watching, my fans will want to watch somebody like that. So that's why I shout out people. I shout them out because I see something within them. I see them being a great content creator one day. So I tell that with like all the content creators that I be shouting out and stuff. So that's why I'm like, when my thing is this, and it's like, who am I to like, tell a person like what I, or like what I see in them and what I don't see in them and stuff. Like, at the end of the day, my thing is this: if I don't shout you out, it's like, fam, that doesn't mean that's like the end of your career. That just means that it's like, somebody's not supporting what you got going on. So it's going to obviously take time and stuff like that to build up. But it's like, yes, if I do come across your content, then I'm like, all right, cool. I either have a choice of liking it or not liking it. But there's a lot of, my thing is this: the creators I've shouted out versus the creators I've came across and haven't shouted out. Like, that's a big number right there. So, but anyways, yeah, you got people that's like, not honest about their job. And then, then it's like, people that's, like even working at that cafe in Seattle, I have people there all like, oh yeah, I'm just, I'm here to work, like, cause like my house is nearby and all that. You trying to get paid, bruh. You trying to get paid. You don't care about this job. Like, I've had people been at that place where they've quit because of the pressure. Like, they just stopped showing up. But they're not being honest and stuff. It's like, well, fam, if that was your intentions from the start, like, you done wasted our time. Like, we could have hired somebody that was going to be here, like, permanently and stuff. But, and then, no, that's the thing, where there's, like, I remember there was one of my coworkers that, and I'm still cool with her till this day. But she told us from the beginning, like, she don't plan on working here for a long period of time. I'm like, hey, I feel you. This place is miserable. I don't plan on working here for a long period of time too. So, but she ended up leaving at one point. We hired somebody else. They were chill too. And but yeah, I was just like, stuff like that, where it's like, you tell a person like your plans. You tell a person, I feel like when you know of a person's plan and stuff, then it's like, all right, yeah, chill, cool. That's like, I know what to expect versus, waking up one day and they all like, oh, they called out sick. Then it's like, all right, it's weird. They seemed fine yesterday, but it's like the day after that, oh, I'm still sick. Day after that, still sick. Day after that, oh, I quit. Like, that sick went to quick, and I'm like, or quit, and I'm like, fam, like that, nah, man, like, don't do stuff like that. It's like, you quit, but if not, then it's like, bruh, but anyways, but yeah, it's like, I've had people do stuff like that where they stop showing up and things, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess there's that and stuff. So. And then, with like friendships and relationships, you'll have it where people won't be honest in a friendship, and it's like, you have like something to say, especially like in friendships and relationships. I feel like those are like the closest things versus like content creating and working at that cafe and everything else. Like, I feel like friendships and relationships is a lot more closer. Like, you're more vulnerable in situations like that versus, with content career, with jobs and stuff and work, like, you kind of have like a shield around you. So, but anyways, like, talking on stuff like that, where I feel like that, if my thing is this, and I guess like, yeah, talking on content creating and stuff, I post a lot, like letting people know like, hey, I'm live, or, here's one of my videos from TikTok, here's a video from YouTube, and here's the thing, like, if a friend comes out and they tell me they don't support my content, they don't support what I'm doing, they don't consider it a real job, yeah, it's going to start up a conflict between us. But I would rather for that to happen than to have it where somebody is giving off like a fake energy towards me. Like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, time out. Like, like, you claim to be cool, but then it's like when it comes time to show support, but then if it's you on the other hand that needs support, my thing is this. I usually, most of the time, I support a lot of my friends in what they're doing, but then yes, there's other friends out there where I'm all like, fam, I don't listen to like, if it's like a friend that makes music or something, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't listen to your music. Like if it came down to it where if a friend had asked me like, do you listen to my music? I'd tell them no. Like there are friends out there that I know, and it's like, yeah, I'm friends with them, but I'm gonna be honest with them. If they wanted me to be honest, they was just like, do you think my music is good? I'm like, look, you have potential. I'm at the end of the day, it's like it don't matter whether or not I like the music or not, but you have potential. I think every artist, they're gonna most likely have a bumpy start with production, lyrics, all that stuff. My opinion don't matter, but still keep chasing your dreams. Do I listen to your music? No, I don't. I don't have not one saved song on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, nothing. I'm like, so no, I don't listen to your music. Do I support your music? I can't really support something if I don't listen to it. But, I support the grind. I support the hustle. Keep doing your shows, your albums, all that stuff, keep going and things. But, having it where it's all like, oh, yeah, I support your music. Man, no, it's good, bro. I listen to your music all the time. See, that type of stuff where it's all like, okay, I ain't gonna be cool with this person no more. Like, nah, like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, nah, bro, get out of here. It's like, if that's like, it's like, it's like, oh, yeah, I watch your videos all the time. I watch you, it's like, oh, man, you grinding, you doing this, you doing that, keep it up. And it's like, bruh, you have yet to comment. There's times I've uploaded videos, it hasn't gotten a like on that video until like weeks later and stuff. Like it'll be like some like friends I met through like content creating, they'll like my stuff before. It's crazy because I feel like that with content creating friends, like content creating, there's like friends I know out there that do support my content, or at some point in time they did support my content, but and it was like during that time, like of course I didn't know the friends I made through content creating, but it's crazy how like a friend that you made through TikTok or YouTube or Twitch, or social media somewhere, another social media influencer will support your stuff because they're all like, well, I know how hard it is to get likes. I know how hard it is to get views. I know how hard it is to get comments. I had a friend reach out to me and was all like, hey, can you, because I don't know if they thought that I didn't like, because they, like recently they've been blowing up. And they reached out to me and they asked me, they was just like, hey, can you like and comment underneath my video? And I'm like, and I was like, yeah, I'll comment underneath the video. I watched the video, commented, because I'm like, their content is good. So, I had also just recently reacted to their content. I was like, yeah, content's good and stuff. I like the videos when I see them. My thing is this. I'm just not a big comment person. Like a lot of videos I reacted to, I don't leave comments underneath them. It was my friend's 4 Souls that I used to react to. I had to say that was probably the most like interactions or comments that I've left on the channel. Like, I'm trying to think ever. I don't leave comments like that. I don't really be commenting on people's stuff. So, like when people, they ask me to comment, I'm like, it's going to probably be a generic comment, but I'm like, that's literally what I have in me. I have like 2010 to 2013, 14 comments and stuff. Like, I'm not like with like modern times and stuff. Like, I don't be the ones that be quoting stuff or, like at times, like it's, I don't know. Like, there's been times where I have left comments underneath people's stuff, and I'm like, okay, because I really wanted to say something, but other than that, like, I'm not really big on, like, commenting and things, and so I didn't tell my friend that and stuff, but, I did show support, I did, show love, because it was something that was like, they needed that. I understand how hard it is to be a content creator and stuff, and I'm already supporting their stuff, so I'm like, I don't think it would matter if there's, like, me commenting or whatever and things, but with or without me, I'm like, fam, like they were destined to do good. And so that's why I'm like, a lot of the times I'm like, people like back on that content creating stuff. It's like people ask me for support. I'm like, it don't really matter like whether I leave a comment. It's like, it's just gonna be one extra comment, but it ain't like I'm gonna be the reason why you get 100,000 views, or I'm gonna be the reason why you get 100,000 followers or subscribers or whatever. So I'm like, I support it, but like don't expect like nothing big or major from it and stuff. So, But yeah, what other things? But not back on the friendship stuff. It's like, but it's like even outside of that, like with supporting and stuff, you'll have it where there's just friends that's like, I'm trying to think, like friends that's just you're friends with them just to fill a void. But like once after they feel like they have made enough friends, then they just stop chilling with you and stuff. And it's like, tell me I'm underneath contract or something, But like, nah, or it's like, don't even be friends with me in the first place. Where it's like, that's you gonna be doing some stuff like that. But then even in relationships, where it's like you got people out there that be like unfaithful, they be cheating and talking to other people and all that stuff. And I've said that numerous times how I'm gonna be in a relationship, and I'm like, whoever that girl is, jackpot, winner. Like I ain't gonna make it seem like I'm gonna be I'm the perfect boyfriend and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, she gonna get the most honest boyfriend she can possibly get. She ever asked me, like, are you cheating? I'm like, no. I'm like, she was like, have you messaged any girls? I'm like, to give them maybe a motivational speech. But like, other than that, I'm like, if you think I'm doing it for like bad intentions, I'm sorry, I'm not that type of person. I was like, and I just recently made a video. I'm about like, first, and I'm like, also, I'm like, I'm antisocial. I'm like, I'm looking for a relationship, settle down with a family, quarantine for the rest of my life, and I am good. So that's all I'm like, that's all I'm seeking for. But yeah, I'm like, there's people out there where they're not honest in relationships, and you hear that a lot. Like, I don't know how many times I've had friends post on social media about stuff like that, and it's crazy, it's insane. And then it's like a lot of the times it's like, a person, I feel like where it's like with the friendships and relationships, that's what has a person like overthinking when they don't, really, because it's like, okay, you say, no, like, I'm not doing, but it's like at the, you lying and stuff, you ain't telling the truth. But yeah, it's like, that's why it's like a lot of times like it just leaves a person like overthinking when they can detect the lie. When the person can detect the lie, then it's like, they're gonna be overthinking like crazy, and then they're gonna be doing some above and beyond stuff. And then that's why it's like a lot of times like people, they just, they just be like out of it, or they just be exhausted and tired and all that stuff, because it's like they out here doing above and beyond stuff for people. They ain't gonna do no above and beyond stuff for them. So that's why I'm like, a lot of times like, you just gotta be honest with people, because it eliminates a lot of issues and problems in your life. It's like whether, you gotta be honest with people if they like reach out and they, wanting to know something and things. It's like, be honest. Don't hide from like, whatever the true answer is. Like, be honest with that person, because if not, then yeah, it's like, it's just gonna be, I feel like that's like not being honest is what leads into a toxic, like either way, it's a lose-lose situation. Like, like, and sometimes you may get that, because I feel like with me, like people be honest with me, and it's like, because I'm trying to think of some situations where people was on, all right, so the, like, the one girl, it's like I talked on, she said that she didn't, well, not so much that she didn't, well, she just then wasn't attracted. She didn't see herself in a relationship with black people and stuff. And I was all like, fam, like, I talked to her, and that was about it. But other than that, I was like, like, I really, am good, like, okay. I'm like, I'm not even okay, like, I'm all right. Like, if we don't ever talk to each other again, I'm like, she went her separate ways, I went mine. So at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like in situations like that, nothing can really be toxic. I'm like, okay, I know how that person is, so I'm just gonna, leave. And just, but if it's like, if I see them like, in a relationship with somebody that's black, and I'm like, what was all that, what, nah, like, you got some like rewiring that's like not fully, it ain't compatible. Like, you got like one of them like old iPhone chargers for a new iPhone, like that's not gonna work, but you somehow managed and you broke something. So but anyways, but yeah, it's like, be honest with people. It eliminates issues, it eliminates problems. Like, if it's gonna be a lose-lose situation, like where you're losing a friend or losing a relationship or losing a job or whatever, like, or you lose followers or social media, whatever, it's like, hey, then so be it. It's like, but you being honest and stuff, and people can't overall be mad at you for being honest about stuff. So But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 40 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And make sure you use my supported creator code for Epic Games, TMossBoss. And in the meantime, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.